Hey, and welcome to Make an FX. In my video on the visual effects history of Slitscan, I talk about how ILM's John Knoll adapted the Slitscan technique to create the iconic warp stars for the TNG series. Slitscan is a cool but time-consuming process, and rather than rehash it here, go check out my VFX history video. Because in this video, I'm going to show how we can recreate the look of the Slitscan warp stars just using After Effects. I've got an HD comp set up, and I'll go to Layer, New, Solid. And I'll make it a comp size solid. And hit Enter and rename it to Stars. Then I'll go to Effect, Simulation, CC Particle World. And that gives me a fountain to begin with. I'm going to set the emitter to be nice and wide, and then position a camera underneath it. There's a setting we'll get to in physics which will pull all the stars towards the camera. But from the top of the effects settings, leave birth rate at 2 and set longevity to 10. Expand producer and set radius X to 1 and set radius Z to about 0.6. CC Particle World uses the comp's width to determine the units here, as far as I can tell. Set radius Y to 0. Expand physics and set velocity to 0 and drop gravity to just 0.05. This is the speed of the stars. In Particle, set the type to Faded Sphere. And the birth and death sizes to just 0.02. From this comp, we'll barely see anything. Drop the size variation to 0 and set the max opacity to 100%. And set the birth and death colors to white. That's our particles. Next, go to Layer, New, Camera. Make it a one-node camera, which means we don't get a point of interest, and set it to use the 35mm preset. Expand it on the timeline, and expand the transform settings, and switch active camera view to left so we can see what we're doing. Set its position to be 0 on the Z-axis, and about 2000 on the Y-axis, and set its X rotation to 90 degrees. And switch the view back to active camera. And playing that back. Okay as far as it goes. But let's turn on motion blur for the particles layer and preview again. We're now getting a few streaks, but now go to Composition, Composition Settings. Then switch to the Advanced tab and set the shutter angle to be 360 degrees and the samples per frame to 64. This is mimicking physical cameras and giving us a more blurry result. It's something I forget to use way too much, although it can slow down your previews. From the Projects panel, drag your Particles comp onto the New Comp button. Then go to Effect, Generate, Fill. Leave the color as red, but with the layer selected, hit Enter and rename it to Red Stars. Then go to Effect, Time, Echo. Set the echo time to be 0.006 and the number of echoes to 30. And set the layer's blending mode to Add. The echo effect is rendering out multiple copies of the layer, displaced in time by the echo time amount. In effect, it's simulating a long exposure. Duplicate the layer by selecting it and holding down Ctrl or Command and tap D. Drag Red Stars 2 below Red Stars and rename it to Blue Stars. Change the fill color to primary blue. And edit the echo time to add a minus in front of the number. Next, duplicate Red Stars again, rename it to Green Stars, and drag it underneath red and change the colour. Then drop the number of echoes to 20. Now duplicate the green stars, and just to keep it in order, drop it below the first green stars so it's on layer 3. And set its echo time to a minus, like the blue layer. To soften this up a little, take your second comp and using the new comp button, make a third comp. And then go to Effect, Blur and Sharpen, CC Radial Fast Blur. Then, to add some static stars to the background, you can either use my 2D Starfields preset, link also in the description, or just make a new white solid, add CC Starburst to it, set the speed to 0 and the size to 20. And that's it. The same technique will work for the stars in reverse or from the side. While time consuming to preview, I found rendering the actual shots didn't take very long. And if you want to learn about how John Knoll did this in 1987 without any computer graphics, all in camera, then check out my VFX history video on Slitscan. I'm doing a whole series showing how I recreated the shots for my video. So I'm covering everything from 2001 Stargate through 1970s Doctor Who to Star Wars Hyperspeed. And I'll also be looking at how to do the Enterprise D's warp stretch. So you know, subscribe! Or don't.